Hello, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. Today, I will be speaking about the organizational design, structure, and change of a very well-known organization, Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond, Inc. was founded in 1971 in Springfield, New Jersey. Since then, this home goods brick and mortar spread across the country, reaching almost 1,000 stores nationwide. In the beginning, their store was a great success due to their focus on innovation within the market. According to Suzanne Kapner, 2023 of the Wall Street Journal, founders Eisenberg and Feinstein created new ways to engage with their market by giving managers authority to stock their stores according to local tastes, and introduced a raceway floor plan allowing for customers to walk by all merchandise. They also started offering the famous 20% off any item coupon, which quickly became a part of their brand identity in order to help reduce costs and draw in business. In the end, the innovation that set them apart from their competitors ultimately led to the store's demise. In early 2023, the company filed for bankruptcy, and the stores are currently in the process of closing down for good. Innovation may have been what set Bed Bath & Beyond apart from their competitors, but in the end, the organization became resistant to change and ended up lacking the innovative spirit to keep their company alive. What ultimately led to their demise was the lack of internet presence. As online shopping became more popular, founders Eisenberg and Feinstein failed to adapt to the new age customer needs, convenience. During an interview with Eisenberg, he stated, "If you told me that some of my grandchildren will get all of their dresses on the internet, I would say people like to go out and shop. It's the social thing to do." Mr. Eisenberg continued, "We didn't realize fast enough how the internet would have such a major impact on retail." According to Pisano 2019, innovative organizations embrace experimentation and are comfortable with uncertainty. In this case, Eisenberg and Feinstein were comfortable, but not with uncertainty. They opened up an innovative company that drew in business and was successful. However, they became too comfortable in the way their business ran. As the times changed, they assumed their traditional ways of business would work in the current day. They refused to expose themselves to new opportunities and continued down the path that ultimately led to the end of the company. A culture conducive to innovation is not only good for a company's bottom line, it's also something that both leaders and employees value in their organizations. Employees tend to respond positively to an innovative work environment as they gain confidence in their company's future growth models and their product services quality. Their job security and loyalty will increase. Since the founders of Bed Bath & Beyond lost their sight of innovation, the company faced high turnover rates as employees became afraid of losing their jobs. In addition to their high turnover rates, Bed Bath & Beyond also faced a negative debt-to-equity ratio, negative operating margins, low current ratios, a negative free cash flow, and low inventory turnover. Their resistance to technology was partially to blame for this huge loss in profit. People began to value convenience as big organizations like Amazon began to cater to those who wanted to order goods from the comfort of their own home. As the technology wave began to take over, Bed Bath & Beyond was slow to create their online presence. This was a huge missed opportunity as other stores quickly adapted to the new online shopping experience. Their lack of online presence was a huge advantage for their competitors as customers preferred companies that delivered directly to their homes. Later on, they did end up creating their online store, but the website quality was poor and more difficult to use than those of their competitors. Their prices also could not compete with big-name companies as other omni-channel retailers sold same or similar products. In the end, Bed Bath & Beyond worked to create an innovative collaboration with other segmented specialty companies such as Bye Bye Baby and World Market, but unfortunately their last-ditch effort in innovation was a little too late and the company ceased. According to Griffin et al. 2020, espoused values and norms are those that are explicitly stated by the organization. Based on the espoused values stated on the company website, Bed Bath & Beyond does appear to be a conscious capitalist company, but their recent decisions prove otherwise. Enacted norms are observations made by an employee or what is actually happening within the organization. Their lack of progressive innovation has proved that they did not have their stakeholders' best interests in mind. The company figured their old, outdated ways would keep the business afloat despite their negative profits and high employee turnover rates, but that was not the case. The stakeholders have invested time, effort, and money into this company only for it to be closed down due to poor decisions made by management. Bed Bath & Beyond website states they value connections as well, but there are no connections without trust. Stakeholders put trust into their company that they are doing everything that they can to add value to all those involved. But by completely disregarding the need for continuous innovation and profit, the organization was not doing everything in their power to strengthen their connections and keep their current relationships. Conscious capitalist companies value their employees, stakeholders, and the environment around them. They understand that their company is able to run because of those around them and therefore focus on adding value and purpose to the organization and their stakeholders. There are 4 things a conscious capitalist organization focuses on: a higher purpose, stakeholder organization, conscious leadership, and a conscious culture. As stated in the last slide, the enacted values within Bed Bath & Beyond do not reflect their espoused values. Stakeholder organization is a key component of conscious capitalist companies, and Bed Bath & Beyond did not serve their stakeholders to the best of their ability. By disregarding innovation, the overall value was not maximized, and therefore they could not ensure long-term success of the organization. Towards the end of the company's life cycle, Bed Bath & Beyond attempted to fix what they knew went wrong by creating a conscious capitalist company that focused on stakeholder organization. They did this by expanding their portfolio in order to add value to the stakeholders. Introducing new companies into the mix, such as World Market and Bye Bye Baby, helped diversify their portfolio. They showed that they did have the stakeholders in mind, but unfortunately, it was just too late. It is no surprise to see why Bed Bath & Beyond closed their doors given their issues and the ramifications. However, looking back, there are steps the company could have made to change their organization for the better. Dr. Cotter, a well-known Harvard professor, has identified 8 common success factors for leading change. If followed correctly, Bed Bath & Beyond could have continued their success and set their organization up for future growth. These 8 steps consist of creating a sense of urgency, building a guiding coalition, forming a strategic vision, enlisting a volunteer army, enabling action by removing barriers, generating short-term wins, sustaining acceleration, and instituting change. According to Tillman, 2003, Cotter suggests that any shortcuts, such as skipping or rushing through a phase, may have the same effect as skipping or rushing through the steps of baking a cake. Performance will likely flop. That being said, it is important for those using this motto to be thorough, as the future of their company depends on it. Step 1, establishing a sense of urgency, focuses on changing one's mindset to embrace change rather than resist. Founders Eisenberg and Feinstein were resistant to change, which is one of the main reasons why technology was not introduced until much later in the organization's life cycle. During the time competitors were moving towards e-commerce, stakeholders and the 2 founders should have expressed an urgency to move forward to the online platform by explaining possible ramifications as laid out in this presentation. Step 2, building a guiding coalition, suggests a single person cannot be capable of leading change on their own in an organization, but rather change needs a group of proven leaders to come together to facilitate the change. In order to have made this happen, the founders needed to be proactive and have a positive attitude towards the change, even if they were a little bit hesitant. This behavior would have trickled down through the chain of command to create leaders ready and willing to organize the change. Step 3, forming a strategic vision, is all about envisioning what the future of the company looks like. Tillman 2003 stated, "If you don't know where you are going, then it doesn't much matter what road you take." In order to reduce the resistance to change, people need to be able to see the big picture so they know what they can work towards. In this case, upper management should have slowly introduced the idea of using technology as a way to innovate the company by introducing their online presence. When the employees see what could be the future, they are more often motivated by the opportunity of growth within the organization. Step 4, enlisting a volunteer army, is the process of gaining huge amounts of support from people in the organization who want the change to happen. This is done through communication. After Bed Bath & Beyond created their vision and goals for the future, they needed to communicate their ideas with everyone in the organization. In doing so, it would have created the motivation necessary to move forward with integrating technology into their business model. Step 5, enabling action by removing barriers, is the process of reducing risk in order to prevent future roadblocks. In doing so, Bed Bath & Beyond could have created a space focused on brainstorming new ways to innovate and integrate new technologies, rather than putting out fires or focusing on current problems in the way of reaching the overall vision for change in the company. This would allow for more ideas to be brought to the table, allowing for more growth within the organization. According to Tillman 2003, Step 6 focuses on generating short-term wins and rewarding those who have successfully integrated the new process. In this case, Bed Bath & Beyond would focus on rewarding those who support the change and are making a constant effort to work towards making this vision a reality. Step 7 is all about sustaining the acceleration of the change, building upon Step 6. A great way for Bed Bath & Beyond to sustain the acceleration of change is for management to introduce motivational methods. By actively using a reward system, employees are more inclined to be a part of the change if their hard work is recognized. This method will keep the organization's feet on the gas pedal and ready to push forward. Lastly, the 8th step is to institution change. Bed Bath & Beyond failed because they no longer valued innovation. In this last step, the organization would have to had put the right leaders in place who were continuously looking to grow the company through innovation. By putting leaders in place who support the new vision, Bed Bath & Beyond could have set the company up for continuous innovation and a dynamic work environment. The number one possible challenge in this situation would be resistance to change from the higher-up management. As I have mentioned before, founders Eisenberg and Feinstein did not expect for the internet to have such a huge impact on online shopping, therefore resisting the change to technology and innovation. When top management expresses resistance to change, the rest of the organization will begin to resist the change too, especially because there is no active steps or vision to make the organization more innovative. Another challenge has to do with Kotter's 8-step plans is failure to establish a sense of urgency. Urgency in this case is extremely important because every competitor was rushing to join the internet craze and establish their online presence. This should have caused urgency in itself as Bed Bath & Beyond was being left behind. Establishing urgency is the very first step in Kotter's 8-step plan, and therefore the first step towards making change in the organization itself. The third challenge would be keeping the employees and team members motivated for long periods of time. Change is not sudden. It takes time if the organization wants it done right. In order to maintain motivation and keep employees and stakeholders interested and active, management needs to come up with ways to keep employees working towards that specific goal. Employees who want to work and have work-related/professional growth goals want to be valued for their skills and what they bring to the table. The more a manager capitalizes on this and turns a focus to igniting that motivation, employees will feel more motivated and contribute more to the organization. Leaders need to value their employees and can't let the little things go. In times of change, managers must actively recognize their employees in order to show their support towards the new vision. As a manager leading an organization, my goal would be to build the company on the 4 major pillars of conscious capitalism. As proven in the Bed Bath & Beyond case, you can uphold certain conscious capitalist traits, but if just one is missing from the organizational structure, the business is more likely to fall. McCoben 2018 states that a good business leader constantly evaluates what is happening around them and adjusts accordingly. As a leader, I would continuously be evaluating the organization and making sure it aligns with that of a conscious capitalist company. If it doesn't, I would make it a priority to adjust the way business is done to ensure those pillars stay standing. That quote by McCoben really should be the basis for any organization. Nothing is ever static, so why would a manager believe that their way of leading is always going to be the best way? Innovation does not only deal with the products and services, but it can be used as a tool for managers. It's a way to change things up and test new leadership skills out to ensure that you are the best leader that you can be. Sure, you can be successful, but there's always ways to go above and beyond in your roles. Whether you're a leader, manager, or an employee, never stop jumping out of your comfort zone. Who knows, maybe it will lead to something great. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.